I will wait for you.
Then will come the time when all the way
till you're here beside me, till I'm touching you, and forevermore I'll wait for. Flugelhorn is very much closer to my voice. Yeah, actually, I didn't realize that, but well, I don't remember when, but many years ago, a friend of mine said, your horn really sounds like your voice, and it's very similar. Then many people started saying that to me, so maybe that's why I love this horn.
Sure, it must be a reason. Of course, we know quite some very famous musicians, jazz musicians, playing the trumpet and singing, like Armstrong, we said it, and Chet Baker, of course. When did you decide to be a jazz musician, playing the trumpet and singing? And why? Is there a specific reason or what?
Actually, no. I didn't have the moment that I thought, okay, I want to be a musician. I didn't have the moment like that. I started playing jazz when I was a freshman in my college. I was 19 years old, I think. And I just loved playing jazz. I just wanted to grow up. I grew up and I just wanted to get better and better and better. And here I am. So I just wanted to keep doing what I love and what I live for, and for the rest of my life. Yeah, that's what I was feeling. Not like amateur or professional, whatever. I just wanted to keep doing what I love. Yeah.
That's the most important.
And singing, I always liked singing. And before I started playing jazz, I was playing many kinds of music and many kinds of instruments, like drums and bass and guitar. And when I played the guitar, I was doing a folk song. I was playing and singing and then playing a blues harp. Yeah. And I was doing that style. And also I was enjoying karaoke. Karaoke. You know, you can sing whatever you want. And you can adjust your key. So it was fun, quite fun. And then I started playing jazz. Started with the trumpet, and the reason why I started playing the trumpet is I used to play on the cornet in my junior high school, and I joined the brass band club, and for 3 years, I was outside boy. I always liked playing a football, soccer game. But when my junior high school didn't have soccer club, so I was sad. But I always liked listening to music because of my dad. That's my dad's influence. So I went to see the brass band club, and I looked around. Oh, I want to play that. That was a cornet. So that's how I started playing my horn. But I stopped playing cornet in my high school. I was doing the different things, like playing the drums and bass, and playing totally rock and roll music and pop music. Then I came back to jazz, and I started playing my horn. When I heard Miles Davis. Actually, I already knew Miles Davis because my dad was a big fan of Miles Davis, and he even took my whole family to Miles Davis's concert in my hometown. a little countryside of Japan. And when I was in 4th grade, I was about 10 years old. And that was the first and last time when Miles Davis came to my hometown. So probably my dad thought, damn, this is he really coming? Is this dream? You know, and he took whole family. And I was still, little kid. Only thing I remember is it was loud, and my dad was really excited. Yes. That's the only thing I remember. But somehow his sound remained in me. Maybe that's the reason why I started playing the horn in my junior high school. Then I stopped and I came back, and jazz, I was listening to jazz music, but I didn't play. Until I hear the Miles Davis's album, which is from 50s. The only thing, only the Miles Davis music that I knew was from his 80s music, which was electric and pop, funk, yes. Yeah. So I didn't know he used to play really straight ahead acoustic jazz. And then I liked one of the track, which is If I Are Belle, great standard, jazz standard, which Miles Davis recorded in the 50s. And I started copying the Miles Davis's line on If I Are Belle. I didn't even know that was improvisation. Yeah, it was copying copying was all I knew. So I just heard and copied. Then this guy, who is a drummer, who was helping the big band of my college, heard me copying. Practicing Miles Davis. And he took me to where he was playing. It was not jazz club, it was like bar. And he used to play with his piano trio every Friday night. So I went there and I sat in, I played what I copied. Then I think that was a piano player who said, you play exactly same as Miles Davis played. And I said, what does that mean?
Every note.
Yeah, every note. Yes, every single note. So I said, why? I asked him, why do you ask me that? And then he was like, oh, didn't you know? It was improvisation. I was like, improvisation? Yeah, improvisation. Yeah, I was shocked. Because I didn't know that kind of music exists on this planet. So, wow, okay, so that means I can make my own story playing my horn, whatever. So that's how I fell in love with jazz. And since then, I've been living for it.
Because most of people, even in France, they don't know that jazz music it has a long story in Japan. It's 100 years ago, in the 1920s. Clubs began to open, people listening to the music, even beginning to play it.
Yes.
This is not a young story between jazz and the country of Japan. Even if, of course, in the beginning, the American style was more, but now, what would you say about the jazz music styles, originally Japanese one?
Jazz came to Japan, I don't exactly when, but I think it was right after the Second World War.
Yeah. But it began just before, between the two wars, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but mostly after the Second
Mostly
War.
after, yes.
Of course.
And so the musicians in Japan was trying to get job for playing at the base camp of the American Navy, mostly. So that's how musicians got job. And the people the Japanese people who had a job in the camp or in the amusement place, spot for basically American Navy. Yeah. And they had a job for playing music, and singers were singing, and that's how they learned all the standard songs. I mean, popular songs of the America at the time. Yeah. And the bebop, came to Japan, and I guess many musicians started improvising. And they started develop their own improvisation skills, just like bebop musicians did. Yeah. Then people started listening to jazz, and it was almost only the popular music in Japan at that time. So there are still many fans, jazz fans in Japan, and of course Frank Sinatra. Came to Japan in 60s for the first time, 50s or 60s. I think that was 60s. And anyway, I think the Beatles were already popular in the world, but still, because jazz came way before that. So, yeah. There were still many people who love jazz and who listen to jazz.
Yeah. And what about Paris? You discovered Paris a long time ago, or what?
No, 2007. That's the first time I came here. Came to Paris.
You played?
Yes, of course I played. I played lots of different situations and different people. Cafe, restaurants, of course jazz clubs, and also big festival, and also I went to Brussels and London, I think. Well, but mostly in Paris, and I met so many musicians, yeah, and from like well experienced musicians and young musicians, like Anne Paseo. Yeah, Anne is one of the musicians that I play. I did a gig with, and also Michel Peretz, the guitar player, or Marc Michel, the bass player, and who else? Well, anyway, many musicians. Then the guy who brought me to Paris, his name is Daniel Minton. He unfortunately he's not on this world now. He's up there now. But he was the bridge between me and Paris. And I met Yves Chemaland. I'm not sure if you guys know. He's a big producer, right? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he has a not good reputation. I don't know, but so I don't talk about him much.
That's
sorry, you can edit this part.
We'll ask the lawyers.
To me, he was the funny guy. Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, he tried to make my album in Paris. Yeah, but it didn't happen. Yeah. But anyway, I stayed about 3 weeks, and I played in many situations, like I told you, and it was a great experience. That was almost first time in Europe. Actually, I really stayed. Yeah. And I couldn't come back until 2017. Yeah, until Giovanni said. He's my longtime friend, and we met in Osaka. That's the second biggest city in Japan. Yeah. We met through our common friend. And well, anyway, every time he came to Japan, we went out and we ate together. We're just hanging out, doing jam session. And one day he told me, he said, Toku, I'm producing this singer whose name is Sarah and she was looking for a duet partner, and so I said, "No, Sarah, you gotta listen to my friend in Tokyo. His name is Toku, and he sings and plays." And then Sarah really liked my music, and when they called me back to Paris, they brought me back after 10 years, which is great. I was like out of the blue. So then it's all their passion. It's all their passion that they made it happen to make my album here. And this is actually the official debut in Europe. Yeah. So, sorry, I'm answering too much. Yeah, I'm just, yeah.
You have this title, so on your new album, Toku in Paris, you have this title, Strolling in Paris. What is the meaning of that? Can you explain?
Okay.
If it's too long story, we can just...
It's always hard to make it short. Okay. I recorded the tune called Afternoon in Paris. It was written by John Lewis, great John Lewis, and for my debut album, the first album. And I always liked this tune, and I wanted to write something similar. Probably that's the image of Paris to me. Well, anyway, with a melody just came up one day, maybe while I was playing the keyboard, and then I also liked the tune called "Strolling," which is written by great Horace Silver, and I always like to play both tunes, "Afternoon in Paris" and "Strolling." So it's a little tribute to the both great jazz legends. That's why I titled it "Strolling in Paris."
So there is this tune, I Will Wait for You. You sing with Sarah Lancman,
yes.
As we said, which is from Michel Legrand,
yes.
very famous Les Parapluies de Cherbourg. And of course, so love is the main theme of you are singing. Mm-hmm. Mostly, like Sarah too, it's about love mostly, mm-hmm. maybe yes. only about love, which is the main,
love is
main
important.
thing of life, yes. How would you say, this is, I wouldn't say you're right, because sometimes we say that it's a bit funny, when you say crooner, do you think we could call you like a crooner or what? Do you like it? You said Frank Sinatra and so on. There is a tradition about that. But Frank Sinatra didn't play any instruments. But anyway, we said that Chet Baker too. It was a different style, of course. We are about to end this interview. What you do say about your inspiration for the songs?
The inspiration of the songs.
It is mainly the love stories.
Yeah,
of course.
Love is the most of my inspiration. Yeah, it's from my own experience.
That's important.
I mean, yeah, that's important. Not all of them, but yeah, or the many kinds of situations that I saw, or that I've seen, or that I actually expected, or my dear friends, the station my dear friends had before. Yeah, because love is everywhere, and people can live without love. So love is really important, and love makes us one. I mean, there are many sad situations in the world, but I think just like Stevie Wonder wrote the song called "Love is in Need of Love Today," that's the most important thing.